We just launched a new feature that we are calling Connect Sessions, and it's actually quite exciting because Connect Sessions allow you to open Connect at a specific point for users to perform a specific action. For example, if I wanted to cancel a subscription, I can create a Connect session for a user with the intent of canceling the subscription, and the user can be redirected directly into the subscription settings without the need to log in or search their subscription or click on subscription details, and can perform their subscription canceling right away. Connect sessions are created via an API call to our API. We need to post to Connect sessions in order to create a Connect session. And depending on what we want to do with our session, we can pass in different intent types. After the session is created, we always get back a URL that we can then use to redirect our user to Connect. And Connect will consume this URL and make sure that the user ends up just in the right place to perform the action that we intend the user to do with their Connect session. To showcase you how this could be useful to implement features in an existing application, we wrote a small example application. This example application is an e-commerce store that sells mobile phones. And it really makes sense for us to also sell phone plans to our users because they're gonna need one once they bought their new mobile phone. Now, the source code for this example application is linked down in the description of this video for you to follow along. We are now at the order success screen of our shop. And on the left side here, I can see the smartphone that I just purchased. And on the right side, we are offering some phone plans to our users. And if I click on the Buy Now button here, this is the point where the Connect session is actually created in the background, and we are redirecting the user into Connect. So if I click here, you can see that Connect opens up. And now Connect needs some extra information in this case. It needs to know if we want to keep and use an existing SIM card or create a new eSIM, which we want to do in this case. And it also wants to know if we want to port our existing number. I want to create a new number in this case. And as you can see, I'm now at the checkout for our starter plan that we selected in our own application. And all I need to do is check the terms of service to be able to pay. Okay, let's look at how this is done in the implementation. The first thing that we need to do is get a list of plans that we want to offer the user. This can be done via the Gigs API, or it could be hard-coded values in our application. Once we have those plans, we can map over each plan, and in our example here, we render out one of the purchase plan card components for every plan. And this plan card component is what you just saw me click. It displays some basic information about the phone plan, and down here has a Buy Now button. And this Buy Now button has a click handler attached to it, and on click, it creates our Connect session. Looking at the Connect session, there is one thing we need to make sure prior to creating it, and this is we need to find our user. We have a currently logged in user from our checkout there, and we really want to make sure that this user doesn't have to log in again when they get redirected to Connect. So what we do is we find our user inside our Connect project. This is important because the Connect session expects either a user or a user details field, depending on whether the user exists or not. And the Connect session creation will actually fail if we try to create a user that is already present in our Connect project. So what we do here is we check if the user is present in our Connect project. And if so, we pass in the user ID to the user field. If not, we pass in all the data we have in our application to the user details field, so it gets created and the user can skip the sign up flow altogether. The Connect session as it is rather simple. We have a callback URL that we can utilize in case something goes wrong on the Connect side, so the user will be redirected to this URL, and we have an intent. Our intent type here is check out new subscription because we want to check out a new subscription. And this also expects a plan ID for which the subscription should be checked out. Down here, we're passing our user payload that we created up here. And we are passing this created Connect session into a helper that will do the actual post request for us. Jumping back into the purchase plan card, we then get either the session back or we get an error. In case we get an error, we want to display something to our user, probably that something went wrong and they need to try it again. But in case we have our session, we get the URL from the session and redirect the user to this URL, as you have just seen me do in the application. Now, since the user can purchase phone plans within our application now, it also makes sense for them to manage their phone plans within our application. We already have a user section here, and users know this section and use it to check their orders, change their profile, or configure their devices. So we added a new section here to manage their phone plans. And here we list all the phone plans that they have, and we have some actions underneath these phone plan cards that allow users to cancel the plan, change the plan, or buy add-ons for their plan. And these are, once again, connect sessions. Once the user clicks a button, we create a connect session and redirect the user to the URL the connect session defines. So if I wanted to cancel my plan here, Connect is opening up in the subscription settings detail page, and I could easily cancel my subscription right away without needing to log in, search for the subscription, and navigate to the subscription details. Let's look at how this is implemented in code. The first step we need to do is get the subscriptions for our user, and once we have those, we map over these subscriptions and render out a manage plan card for each subscription that we have. This card displays some information about the subscription and also a manage plan actions area, which renders out the buttons that we just saw. We have a button here to change the plan, we have a button to cancel the plan, and we have a purchase add-on dialog, which opens up all the add-ons that I can purchase for my plan. Let's look at buying add-ons first. In here, we map over all the add-ons that we have, and for each add-on, we render out a card. And each card has a button, and once again, this button has a click handler attached to it. And if we jump into that, we can see that this click handler is creating a connect session. And just like we saw with the subscription purchase, if the session creation is successful, we just redirect the user to the URL the session is returning to us, so they can enter connect at the specific point that we chose. Looking at how the checkout add-on connect session is created, we know this part up here already. We need to get our user and get the user ID for our user so we can pass this on to the connect session. And the thing that changed compared to checkout subscription that we saw earlier is that now our intent type is checkout add-on. And this actually accepts a list of add-ons that we want to purchase, as well as the subscription ID that we want to purchase this add-on for. Once again, we pass this into our helper, which will do the post request and then return the connect session to us in our UI. And once this is there, we just redirect to the URL the session provides. As for the change and cancel plan buttons, the actions are similar. Both have a click handler attached to it. Here we have the one for cancel click and one for change click, and they create connect sessions as well. Those are pretty simple. Again, we are getting the user up here, and our intent type is either cancel subscription or change subscription down here. And we need to pass on the subscription ID that we want to change or cancel. And then once again, we do the post request to /connect sessions and get a connect session back that we can then use in our UI to redirect the user. With this implementation in place, I can, for example, click on buy add-on here, and I just ran out of data, so I want to add 1 GB of data to my starter plan here. I click add to plan, and connect is launched at the add-on checkout page. I have the 1 GB data add-on selected here, and all I need to do is click pay now. There's no need for me to log in or browse the plans and figure out where I want to buy an add-on. I hope this video helped you understand a little how powerful Connect sessions really are for adding certain features from Connect to an existing application, as well as how simple it really is to implement them. All we needed to do was create 4 API calls, and now our users can buy plans and manage plans as well as buy add-ons for their existing plans, all from our existing application. We think Connect Sessions is a really powerful feature, and we look forward to see what you are building with it.